Toronto Public Library. As an institution, the library has been a cornerstone of civilized society for thousands of years. In the ancient world and through most of history, libraries gathered, preserved, and protected human knowledge, but were accessible to relatively few people. In recent times, the more familiar public library has served as a resource for anyone who wants to read, regardless of their background. Today, however, this once common feature of most communities has suffered a decline. As more and more information resources become available online, the need for buildings to store physical books seems less important than it once did. Moreover, governments looking to cut spending often regard public libraries as expensive luxuries that they can no longer afford. As a result, many community libraries around the world have seen their funding cut, or even worse, have been closed altogether. There are, however, a few libraries that are defying this trend. In particular, the Toronto Public Library, TPL, has become a model for how libraries can adapt to and even thrive in these changing times. Of course, as the saying goes, a strong house is built on a solid foundation, and the TPL is fortunate to have just such a foundation. It is interesting that the money used to build the backbone of the library system came not from local government but from the generosity of the wealthy American philanthropist Andrew Carnegie, at one time considered to be the richest man in the world. Between 1907 and 1916, donations from Carnegie's foundation funded the construction of 10 public libraries, all of which are still in operation today. These 10 libraries formed the core of the library system in Toronto. Over the next century, the TPL continued to add branches and currently has 100 locations around the city to serve residents and visitors alike. It is estimated that 70% of the population of Toronto makes use of the library system. How has the TPL remained relevant and even flourished while other libraries around the world have seen a huge drop in the number of visitors? If a library is regarded as merely a physical location in which to store books, as it often is, then it is doomed to fail. However, the TPL has embraced a wider definition of what a library means to a community. According to the head librarian, a public library's mission has always been to provide everyone with access to information and knowledge, regardless of their position in society. It is in this way that libraries have been a force for equality in society. To this end, the TPL has become a place for the public to access the most important source of knowledge today, information technology. The enormous range of technologies at TPL locations goes far beyond computers and internet access, though those are available at every library location. The library also allows patrons to use technology that might otherwise be unaffordable for the majority of people, or at least difficult to find. For example, not only are 3D printers available for public use, but the TPL also organizes classes and workshops to teach interested patrons how to use them. In some locations, printing presses allow people to print their own books. Furthermore, in various locations, there's audio-visual equipment such as recording studios, photography and film studios, and even robotics labs. The most amazing thing of all, these services are free for anyone who wishes to take advantage of them. It is not only as a technology hub that the TPL manages to retain its importance in the community. Local library branches also host a wide variety of popular events and educational programs. Many locations have coffee shops where patrons can meet or relax and discuss their projects in a comfortable environment. At some larger locations, many people enjoy attending talks by well-known writers, media personalities, and other interesting people. In addition, Toronto is the destination of many immigrants to Canada, and the TPL is a tremendous resource for newcomers who need language training, information about how to find employment, or other things essential to succeeding in their new home. Of course, the library is still an ideal location for students of all ages who need a bright, safe, and quiet place to study. After all, some things never change.